Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Outspoken Artistry. I hope you're all having an awesome day today. And yes, as much as we all love K-pop, we love, the music and the groups and the music video and the concepts and whatnot, there are things that happen in K-pop that are just seriously just ridiculous and unnecessary. And this situation is just one of them. Obviously, by the title of the video, you guys know I'm going to be talking about Hyuna and E'Dawn's their entire situation of them dating and the backlash they've received. And yeah, I thought I talked enough about it on Twitter, but because of the recent news that came out this morning regarding E'Dawn and Hyunan's status in the group, I just thought, hey, let me just put all my thoughts into a video and get this over with. Because yeah, I've talked a lot about it on Twitter, but I just wanted to make a video just to talk a little bit about all the situation that happened, the backlash, in my opinion, and whatnot regarding, everyone's reaction. So yeah, it all started at the beginning of August, literally August 1st was when, we started to see translations of a supposed rumor going around that Hyuna and E'Dawn were reportedly dating and that they had been dating for several months. And then, of course, Cube Entertainment right away denied the claims that they were both dating. The same thing as always, they just work together, whatnot. They're not dating. No way. So then after, the rumor that E'Dawn and Hyuna were actually dating, another rumor came out right after saying that Pentagon's leader Hui and Sujin, who is from Idol, the new rookie group Cube, debuted back in May. Supposedly them two were actually dating as well, but then it came out to, then Cube came out and said that no, they looked into the whole situation and that Hui and Sujin had already broken up. So yeah, they had dated, but they already broken up, so they're currently not dating. And then after that, it just came out, it came to light that actually Hyuna and E'Dawn were dating. If I'm not mistaken, Hyuna was the one who informed, the public that the rumors were true, that they have been dating not for several months, but for approximately 2 years. So it said that they started dating around May of 2016, and that she wanted to be honest with the fans, about their relationship, since all these rumors were coming out about them and whatnot. And then after that, Cube Entertainment had to deny yet again another rumor about another Pentagon member. This time it was Yuto, and supposedly a dating rumor of his regarding a CLC member named Yeon. And so yeah, Cube went out and denied, of course, saying that they were just friends and colleagues. And they also apologized. Well, they ended up apologizing for their wrong statement regarding Hyuna and E'Dawn from the day before, because they had said that no, Hyuna and E'Dawn, of course, weren't dating. And then Hyuna actually came out with a statement. She let it be known that it was true, and then Cube had to apologize because the miscommunication they had with their artist and whatnot. And then after that, after it was confirmed, this is when things just went really wrong. Of course, from this side of the world, from many international fans were just really excited, really happy for them. Obviously, because a lot of them already shipped them to begin with. I know there were a lot of people who really enjoyed Triple H, the collaboration between Hui, E'Dawn, and Hyuna. And also there were a lot of people who were just shipping Hyuna and E'Dawn anyway. So just to find out that their ship was actually real, I know there were many people who were just excited and we're just happy that these two people, two of their favorite artists, were actually dating. And so yeah, people were celebrating and happy and whatnot. But then we actually found out how the well, not all of them, but how many South Korean Pentagon fans felt about the entire situation. And their reaction, these certain fans, their reaction was the total opposite of a lot of international fans. These fans were mad. They were, angry and out for revenge, lashing out against E'Dawn and the group. They were really mad, really, really, really mad. They felt betrayed because, E'Dawn had been dating Hyuna for so long, and how dare he? He is supposed to be an artist, an idol. He's supposed to be just, creating music, and he lied to us. He betrayed us and whatnot. Just a whole lot of things that I'm going to get into later on when I finish explaining the whole situation. Because, I looked for, anybody who had translated maybe comments and whatnot from these fans who were so mad at E'Dawn for dating Hyuna. And their response was completely the complete opposite from a lot of international fans. They were not happy whatsoever. And then this is when things got really bad. So first of all, Triple H canceled their appearance on MUSICA and also Inkigayo. And then they had to cancel an upcoming fan signing. And, even though, of course, they did perform after the dating rumors were confirmed, it was, I know a lot of people have already seen it, but I'm going to link it in the description box below. It's the performance where Hyuna, she slips in the middle of the performance and E'Dawn has to pick her up. And then at the end, they seemed, really shy and really embarrassed for some reason. I know obviously because she slipped and whatnot, but people were saying that they seemed like a bit embarrassed and shy because the whole situation, because their dating status had already been confirmed and whatnot. And then after that is that, the cancellations began to pop out. And then, we were hit with the news that Triple H would be ending all performances and promotions for, this comeback for their single Retro Future. And, that's really disheartening. That sucks that, they had to end, promotions, cut them short because of the backlash they're having, because they're both dating and are in love. It's so ridiculous, and it's such a shame that they had to end their promotions because of how people were reacting to the entire situation. And I know I read on, like, for example, on Korean updates on Twitter, I read that they I think it's a translation of an article on Naver, that they were talking about that they had been in a relationship since May 2016, and they understood that obviously the news would affect the team, and that's why Hyuna was discussing the matter with the members before actually going public. So obviously they talked about it. They talked about coming clean, or being honest with the fans and talking about their relationship and whatnot. And they discussed it obviously with the team members and everything. And it's just sad that people, a lot of people have decided to react this way, with them just trying to be honest with the public about their relationship and their feelings for one another. I also read that they confirmed their relationship despite Cube obviously denying it, because they wanted to be honest with their fans, in the sense that they felt like it would be difficult to literally look at their fans in the eye and lie to them. And they just wanted to be honest and open with them. And because they felt sorry for the fans and having to lie and whatnot, but that they promised to pay fans back, pay them back with music, pay back their love and dedication and their support with their music. And I found that very lovely. I found that endearing. I found that honest and nice of them and considerate of them to actually be open and upfront regarding their relationship and their feelings to one another, towards fans, towards people who are supposed to be supportive of you and are supposed to be happy if you're happy, if you're in love, if something good is happening to you in your life. to want to be honest and share something so personal and something that brings you joy with your fans, people who you feel so grateful and loving towards. I find that to be super awesome, and it's very disappointing that people are reacting in such a negative and an insensitive way towards the entire situation, the entire news of them dating. And so yeah, after that, things just started to go downhill. I mean, that was the beginning of not seeing E'Dawn anymore. After he performed with Triple H, after that, honestly, up until today, we haven't seen E'Dawn. Because after Triple H ended their promotions, Pentagon was supposed to have a fan event with their fan club. And then a rumor came out that more than 500 tickets had been canceled for said event, regarding fans that were really mad at E'Dawn because he's dating Hyuna. And so, but I don't really know, I can't really say that that's 100% true. Even obviously, because the event did occur and nothing went wrong, in the sense that I didn't hear about it being canceled or a situation occurring or nothing like that. The fan event went on as if nothing had happened. E'Dawn wasn't there, unfortunately, but everything went out as planned. And I honestly didn't see anyone that I consider a reliable source talking about these supposed 500 tickets that were canceled. Honestly, I didn't see official statements or articles about the entire situation. I did see people posted online as if it were a rumor. Others said it was supposedly a translation from something they saw on Naver or something like that. So yes, honestly and obviously, some fans did cancel tickets because they're mad at E'Dawn for dating Hyuna, but I don't think there were 500 tickets that were canceled. I honestly don't think that. I cannot confirm it. I find that that's maybe a rumor or maybe an exaggeration of the entire situation. But yeah, starting with this event, we didn't see no more of E'Dawn in regards to his participation in Pentagon related activities, not only in South Korea but also their Japanese activities. And he didn't go to KCON. He was not there. And Cube is saying that it's because of internal circumstances and whatnot. But I mean, we haven't seen E'Dawn. Where is E'Dawn? We haven't seen him after this whole entire situation came about. And honestly and personally, I feel like it's disappointing that he wasn't at KCON, because at KCON he would have been able to see and feel personally how much he is loved by international universe, and how much a lot of us here international fans internationally, how many of us are just happy about him dating Hyuna. And we're here still supporting Pentagon, still supporting him, Triple H, Hyuna, and whatnot. And it's just disappointing that he wasn't able to see that personally for himself and feel the energy and the positivity from the fans. I for what I saw on Twitter, pictures and things like that, there were a lot of people who were waiting for him to be there just to express their love and support for the entire situation. They had like banners and whatnot, and I saw that when Pentagon performed at the KCON concert, a lot of people were cheering for them and singing along and just trying to show their support and their love for Pentagon and E'Dawn. And it's just very disappointing that he wasn't able to experience that personally, because I feel like if he were there, oh god, I feel like he would be in a much better I feel like he would be in a much better mindset regarding all this situation and the backlash and whatnot. I just feel like him attending KCON would have done so much good for him personally and the group, because you could see that the group was very, thankful for, the cheering and the support the fans were showing them during KCON. And it's just very, it's disappointing that he wasn't able to attend. And I understand, well, not really, but I understand that maybe, Cube, or, well, I don't really know what Cube is thinking, but I understand, a lot of people's point of view, like opinions that I saw on Twitter about people saying, hey, maybe Cube didn't let him come because they didn't want to anger the fans from South Korea that are angry with the entire situation and with E'Dawn personally. Maybe they wanted to keep him safe because, you don't know if maybe one of those fans would be at KCON and would try to harm him or any of the members of Pentagon, because honestly, people, idols have been harmed or almost harmed because of these fans that become obsessed with them, and they become vindictive and angry and violent against idols that turn out to be dating, or they do something that the fans don't like. So yeah, many people were like, hey, maybe Cube didn't let him go because of security, and then they didn't want to anger the fans more and have them lash out at Pentagon and Cube as well if they let him attend KCON. And then other people were like, hey, it looks like the company is kind of taking it out on him, using him as an example of what not to do, using him as, an example of here's what's going to happen if you don't follow our rules, or, consult with us before doing something that ends up affecting more than one person, or, their profits and whatnot. So yeah, I kind of agreed with everyone that I saw commenting on Twitter, or at least the majority, when it came to why he wasn't attending Pentagon's activities and KCON and whatnot. I feel like, yeah, it's valid that for security purposes, it's not safe for him to attend the activities, but also I understand how it could seem like the company is taking it out on him. It's an assumption that I find valid, because the entire situation obviously is taking place in South Korea, and him attending KCON would have been really great for him personally, I feel, and for Pentagon. But yeah, the exact reason why he isn't attending anything regarding Pentagon, only Cube knows, or any insider knows. And yeah, ever since his last performance with Triple H, we haven't heard anything about him. And yes, rumors of his status in the group have been roaming around, as always, on Twitter. But it wasn't until earlier today, August 22nd, that an official statement has been released by Cube Entertainment, and I'm going to be reading it off of an article on Sumpi. And it doesn't only regard E'Dawn's situation within the group, but also Yanan, who wasn't present at KCON. Also, it says this is an announcement on the future activities of Pentagon members E'Dawn and Yanan. It says member E'Dawn is temporarily halting activities, and Yanan, due to health reasons, is going to prioritize focused treatment and receiving adequate rest over participating in activities. We express our apologies to many fans who show love for Pentagon, and Pentagon will continue promotions as 8 without members E'Dawn and Yanan. And that is the conclusion of the statement. So yeah, as of today, Yanan and E'Dawn will be temporarily halting their activities with Pentagon. And oh my god, in regards to Yanan, I hope he gets the rest and the treatment he needs regarding his health issues, because honestly, we've seen throughout the years how many idols just they faint on stage and they get really sick, and then they have to go to the hospital for IV shots and whatnot, and then they go back on stage and perform. I just hope he's getting the treatment and the rest that he needs. That way, he could get better and then go back to participating with Pentagon. And in regards to E'Dawn's hiatus from the group, I mean, it's inevitable to feel really frustrated and angry at the entire situation, that just because this person has decided to be honest with his fans, and tell them about something that really makes him happy, something that's going on, in his personal life. And honestly, it's something that he really doesn't need to tell us, anything about. I mean, and this is personal. This is, how I feel personally. I don't feel like, fans are entitled to tell idols or artists and whatnot what they should do in their personal life. We fans do not, in my opinion, we do not have a say. We do not have the right to tell people who to date, if they should or should not date, or and what they should do, or how to live their lives, or what they should do with their personal, lives and situations and decisions. I feel like that's not our right. No one, honestly, as fans, we wouldn't accept, somebody telling us who to date, who not to date, what to do with our lives, how to dress, how to act, how to speak. We wouldn't be okay with someone trying to control, our lives, our professional, personal lives, everything, every move that we make, every decision that we take. We wouldn't be okay with someone trying to do that. So why do people feel the right, or why do people feel it's okay that they have, the right to control other people's lives, especially idols' lives, and why do people feel like it's okay to like attack, their idol, an artist they say that they love and cherish and that they support, and they want them to be happy and successful? Why all of a sudden, turn your back on someone who you support because of something that they did that isn't actually wrong? He's dating Hyuna. He's not, being racist or, being disrespectful or doing something, towards somebody in Pentagon, or being abusive, or, attacking somebody else. He's not doing anything that is morally wrong. He's just dating. And I just feel like, this whole entire situation is unnecessary. And it's frustrating that now, because of the whole backlash of him dating Hyuna, that he has to take a hiatus from the group. I mean, seriously? This entire situation is, something that could be avoided if people would just be, honestly, if people would just be happy for their idols. And I looked online to see, hey, why are they really mad? Because at the beginning I thought it was maybe something else that had happened, and it was coming to light. Because when the rumor came out first that Hyuna and E'Dawn were dating, a couple of other rumors came out, and I thought, okay, so people are getting mad, so maybe there's something else that came to light that we haven't heard of yet. And then it all came to be, a lot of the comments came to be that they were mad because they felt betrayed by E'Dawn. I don't understand it, because I look at idols, as artists. I don't look at them as potential love interests or something like that, or potential husbands or boyfriends or whatever people think they can be with their idol. So yeah, and honestly, it wasn't surprising, because idols are sold as the perfect girlfriends and boyfriends, and you see them being very loving and caring and at fan signings and whatnot towards their fans. And obviously, we can't say that it's all a show. It's all pretend. Obviously, I hope, honestly, I hope that idols are really truly appreciative and loving towards, honestly loving towards their fans. But they're marketed as the perfect, boyfriend and girlfriends. And being in fandoms, a lot of time it's described as being in a relationship. And I've heard people say that if you dare follow and support another group, you are actually, it's as if you were being unfaithful towards, your group, towards your favorite, towards the fandom. It goes, to that extreme. So yeah, I'm not, surprised that some people are mad with him just because he's dating. I mean, because they are conditioned and they play into this narrative of the idol being, their boyfriend or their best friend and whatnot. And, this connection, this, how you say, this very intimate friendship like loving connection is created between, the fan and their idol and the group, and the way the fan is able to communicate with the idol, doing fan signings and whatnot, and the way, the idols express their love and adoration and appreciation from the fans. Obviously, a lot of people are gonna take it, the wrong way, because you see these things, on videos and whatnot, how loving and caring the fans are towards, the idols, and, the other way around. And a lot of people can actually misinterpret that and, take it seriously. Like, instead of seeing, hey, this person is an artist and he or she is very appreciative of the support that I give and me as a fan and whatnot. And, instead of taking it that way, they take it the other way, as in, this person is my person, this person is my girlfriend, my boyfriend, this person feels something special for me. I feel the same way about him or her. And so if that person somehow starts dating, then that person is betraying me and my feelings and my dedication. And so a lot of times, people take it the wrong way, they feel betrayed, and then they lash out. And that situation is quite unfortunate, because I kind of, how do I say, I don't feel sympathy or whatnot for people who like lash out and are vindictive and find ways to harm the idol after, they have been confirmed to be actually dating somebody. But I can understand how someone can feel hurt when, they find out that the person they like or love is actually dating somebody else. But yeah, those are some of the things that can happen when people, confuse fantasy for reality. And yeah, even though a lot of people, online were like, no, these fans aren't jealous, they're not mad because they're jealous. This is not the only reason, there are other reasons. Those people might have a reason for saying that, but the fact is that yes, there are people who were mad that E'Dawn was dating, and they were just mad because of that, because they felt betrayed. That's what I saw. So yeah, it may not represent all of the fans that were mad, but yes, there were in fact fans that were mad because they felt betrayed. But honestly, I was looking into the situation. I was like, what other reason are people mad, at E'Dawn now that he has been confirmed to be dating? So yeah, I checked online and I stumbled upon a post by a Twitter account named Tentastically, and basically this fan did a post in where there were various explanations of why a lot of fans in South Korea were mad at E'Dawn. So yeah, there were basically like translations of various reasons of why they were mad at him. But the person actually says that the collection of reasons about the collection of reasons people are giving do not entirely reflect this person's personal view. So I had to say that first and foremost before I start reading a couple of these. It's quite long, but I'm gonna summarize as much as possible. Okay, so the post says, since the Korean idol industry and culture is something many international fans and K-pop stans don't fully grasp, here's an explanation as to why many people are upset about Hyuna and E'Dawn dating situation. It's not as simple as it appears. Please don't jump to conclusions. Okay, so one of the reasons it says here is professionalism. It says Pentagon are rookies, 2 years, while Hyuna is an established artist in the industry. As rookies, the expectations for them set by the public is that they need to be focused on their duties and being truthful and earnest to fans. Dating is seen by the public as a distraction from their duties. Over the years, Hyuna has proved she is committed to her fans and her work, but E'Dawn Pentagon hasn't debuted long enough to show the same yet. To make things more complicated, E'Dawn is essentially dating a co-worker. The lines between work and personal life then become blurred, and it's frowned upon by society to not be able to separate your personal life from your work. And then she writes, or he or she writes, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is a girl or boy, but the account writes, the culmination of these points is that E'Dawn is seen as unprofessional, and that hurts his public image, which is an important part of what idols need to sell. K-fans are upset because Pentagon is now seen by the K-public as a group that doesn't focus well. Instead of the super talented rookie group, K-fans know they are. The image they've worked hard to build for 2 years was shattered overnight because E'Dawn and Hyuna chose to come forward, and it feels like hard work going down the drain. Okay, so my opinion on this is that I understand that, dating can be seen as a distraction, and it can be seen as something that could keep a person from committing 100% to their group, to their craft, their artistry, their music, and whatnot. But the thing is that, okay, until E'Dawn was confirmed to be dating Hyuna, no one was questioning his work ethic. No one was questioning, his enthusiasm, his dedication, and his commitment towards the group and his fans. Until he was, said to be dating Hyuna. Why hasn't anybody, doubted his commitment to the fans and the group until now, until he's confirmed to be dating? Why hasn't anybody spoke about that before? I mean, it's one thing that what the public thinks, and I understand that if the public looks at dating, looks bad upon dating, that it can obviously affect Pentagon's and E'Dawn's image. I can understand how the image can be affected, especially since if it's a public that isn't familiar with their work ethic, with their dedication and their passion, and their music and their talent. So I understand that, but no one was saying anything about his dedication and his work ethic until now that he has been confirmed to be dating. And of course, if the public is going to have this negative image about both of them, or more so E'Dawn, now that they're dating, wouldn't it be better for Pentagon, if in fact the public is looking at them in a negative way? Wouldn't it be better for the group if fans took the time and gathered that energy that they have and redirected it towards showing people how good of a group Pentagon is, posting online about them, or on the blogs and whatnot, just letting people in the public know that, hey, just because they're dating doesn't mean that E'Dawn is being irresponsible, or isn't being isn't committing to the group, or that Pentagon are less professional and less dedicated to the industry and their artistry than any other group just because one of their members is dating. Shouldn't the energy be redirected in that in that way, be used to better help Pentagon, instead of that anger and frustration and energy being geared towards E'Dawn? I mean, because obviously if the public sees dating, obviously when it comes to like rookie groups, if they see it as a form of as a lack of commitment towards your artistry and whatnot, wouldn't it be awesome if fans could actually help the the general public see Pentagon for what they are, a hardworking, talented group that, it's been 2 years since they debuted, and they're doing the best they can within an industry that is so competitive and so overpacked with, so many groups, and help the public see that they're actually really awesome and that they're dedicated and hardworking, instead of, gathering all this energy, trying to get, E'Dawn taken out of the group, or just attacking online. I don't know. Wouldn't that be better for Pentagon as a group? And that it had me thinking, because I've heard that not everyone listens to, music that is categorized as K-pop in South Korea. I've heard that K-pop, the groups that are categorized under K-pop, that not everybody is, checking on all the groups that come out yearly. It's not the type of music that everyone in South Korea is actually, always looking out for. It's like, I've heard that K-pop is more geared towards middle school, junior high school, early 20s audience. And so not everybody knows a lot about K-pop. Not everybody knows every K-pop group. Obviously, I guess they know the, people from YG and SM and Cube Entertainment, JYP, and whatnot. But it's not like a type of music that people are like always checking up for. And so if that is true, if the general population is not really, in tune with everything that happens in K-pop and whatnot, if just, the young folk of South Korea are the ones that are, checking out K-pop groups, wouldn't this type of reaction towards, this whole situation kind of tarnish somebody's first impression of a group? Imagine them, like this month, imagine somebody stumbling upon the name of Pentagon, or a group, or, the group's music video, or their appearance, because Hui is going on a lot of, a lot of these shows, and so imagine somebody somehow, they stumble upon something of Pentagon, and they decide to like check up on them, or they become curious about them, and then they see this entire situation of fans who have become angry at E'Dawn because of, the situation of him dating Hyuna. And imagine such a negative response regarding this news being the first impression somebody gets of the fandom and, and the group. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that, this reaction they've had, or these people have had towards, the news, can actually, enable people to think badly about E'Dawn and Pentagon, because, instead of being happy for him, one of the things that it's being questioned is his professionalism, something that wasn't questioned before until, now that he has been confirmed dating. And that doubt that people are putting out there to the public is what's going to hurt Pentagon in the long run. So maybe someone who doesn't have anything, doesn't know anything about K-pop or Pentagon can suddenly stumble upon Pentagon and really want to get to know them, and then imagine them, the first thing they see is fans being mad at one of the members because he's unprofessional for dating. Like, come on, you're actually adding, or actually enabling people to think negatively about Pentagon. And obviously, I know that the public is different in South Korea than here in the United States or Latin America. And, each audience is different in how they take things and how society is and their culture. But, honestly, I understand that they can think that it's unprofessional and whatnot. But I feel like that's something that fans can actually help out with by showing them or telling them, hey, no, he's very professional, the group is very professional, they're very hardworking and whatnot. So yeah, I do understand that it could seem like unprofessional, but that's something that, fans can actually help other people see that the group is actually not unprofessional. They're very hardworking, and and there's some things that can't be avoided. Of course, there's going to be people who are going to see it as unprofessional. But I mean, if you're a fan, if you've followed E'Dawn and Pentagon for so long, and you know that they're not like that, you shouldn't really play into the whole thing about, now that he's dating, he's going to be unprofessional and, neglect his duties with Pentagon when they've been dating for 2 years. Since 2016, and his professionalism has not been, it has not been doubted until, today. And yeah, I do understand, from another standpoint that they're worried that obviously now that E'Dawn has been confirmed to be dating, their hard work and dedication, creating an image of a group that is hardworking and talented and is invested, in their music and their artistry can, go down the drain and whatnot. But their reaction to the entire situation and turning their backs on a member is not really helping out whatsoever when it comes to their image. At least, not internationally. I mean, I haven't seen anybody talk bad about, like amongst the international fans, talk bad about Pentagon or E'Dawn. It's more so being, what's being spoken illy about is these fans that have turned their backs on, on E'Dawn. So yeah. The next point this person talks about is expectation versus reality. It says Triple H can be thought of as a product service by Cube to sell. At the time, Triple H was marketed to be an edgy act, but purely an act nonetheless, and the real relationship between the members aren't represented by their act. Cube, as a provider of the service, made a guarantee to fans, the buyers, but failed to deliver on that promise because the relationship between E'Dawn and Hyuna in reality isn't like what Cube said it was. K-fans spent a lot of time and money supporting the image sold by Cube, so it feels like they've been lied to and disrespected by Cube and E'Dawn, and it breaks the mutual trust between seller and buyer. Hence, there are financial losses associated. Okay. You know what is really outrageous and disheartening? That not only do companies see artists as products, but also fans see them as products as well. I read this and I was like, what in the world? What am I reading? It's like, what do you mean that there's financial losses and the product that was sold by Cube was not what it's supposed to be? What? Like, these are people, these are real people, and when groups debut, this, we all know that it's, well, I know that they're selling a concept. They're selling, this image of this group, of a concept, of an idea. And we know, I mean, yes, we all know that it's not true. We all know that they're not literally getting in cars, stealing money and killing people or jumping off of, buildings or things like that, or that they don't have superpowers and they don't come from this planet and they're not aliens. Of course, we know that. What are you talking about? That I read this and I was like, what in the world? Like, did you honestly think that, this was true? Why did you honestly think they were like in a three-way relationship? What is this? Since it's not fantasy, since it's real, then you're not okay with it? Why? What is this? It's like, I've never seen people who call themselves fans talk about idols or, artists as products. I was just appalled. I read this and I'm like, what in the world? It's not like they're selling like, they're selling a watch or a light stick, and the light stick was said to have certain, certain accessories or things like that. And then when you got the light stick didn't do anything it was said to do. It didn't have certain colors or certain settings or things like that, and then you're mad because you had to waste time and money on this. They're not things, they're people. They're people, and their relationships, are important. And I don't understand. Honestly, I was appalled when I read this. It was, no, this is not how you talk about people and their humanity. This is just, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Okay, so the next one is silence from officials. It says, fans love idols as well for interactions. Hyuna has addressed the relationship personally to her fans through her Instagram, but E'Dawn and Cube haven't. K-Universe found out about the relationship through the media, not from Cube and E'Dawn himself. So for K fans who spent a lot of money and time to support him, it feels like he doesn't regard fans as important enough to share this news personally. Okay, so when I read this, I kind of understood how they were feeling. Like, you spend so much time and you show your support as much as you can, and then it does feel nice when like the fans, Hyuna's fans must feel really nice that she took the time and went out of her way to like tell them, hey, this is the truth, this is what's going on. I have been dating E'Dawn for so long, her feelings and whatnot. Hyuna's fans must feel nice that she took the time to, address them personally and tell them the news and, think about their feelings and whatnot. And I understand that they would feel, like he doesn't care about them, or he doesn't find their opinion valuable, or he doesn't care to like tell them the truth personally and whatnot. So I understand how they could feel hurt or sad, because it's nice when your favorite artist takes the time to tell you, hey, this happened in my personal life, I'm dating, or I'm going to get married, or I'm going to have a daughter or a son. It feels nice for them to like have that consideration with you and be so honest and open about something that's going on in their personal life, which they don't really have to like talk to us about. But having that consideration and thinking so how you say, thinking so fondly about the fans enough to talk about something personal, I understand. That feels really nice, and I understand how they would feel really bad, feeling left out, that Hyuna's fans had a personal message from their idol, and we as fans, we didn't even get an explanation. We had to find out about the whole entire situation from a third party. So I understand how they could feel bad, but honestly, how everything has happened, how E'Dawn has basically disappeared from, the public eye, and also Cube denied their relationship from the get-go. Has anybody maybe thought that maybe he wasn't allowed to do so? Maybe he wasn't allowed to speak about the situation. It does seem like Hyuna wasn't allowed either to talk about the situation anyway, because Cube denied it at the beginning. So it seems like she actually, like they said, she spoke with the members and whatnot, and she took everybody's feelings into consideration, and she took the initiative to actually let it be known that it's true that they were dating, and to be honest with her fans. So it seems like she also did it without, Cube's, maybe, it seems that maybe she did it without the permission of the company. Allegedly, maybe we're not 100% sure if she got the permission or not, but it seems like she didn't, because Cube, Cube said that no, they weren't dating. So yeah, maybe he wasn't allowed to do so. Maybe he wanted to actually, be upfront and honest, just like Hyuna, but he wasn't allowed to do so. I mean, after all this happened, we've seen Hyuna out, in public, and there were fans that were nice enough to like tell her, hey, we support you and E'Dawn being together. We want you to be happy. Please take care of yourself. I saw a video a couple of weeks ago of a fan giving her flowers and telling her, encouraging words and whatnot. But after, Triple H stopped their promotion, we haven't seen anything of E'Dawn online or in person. So, hey, what if he actually wanted to do so, but he wasn't permitted to do so? So it's more so, I understand how they could feel hurt, but think about maybe, just maybe, he wanted to, be honest with the fans as well, put something out there just like Hyuna, but he wasn't able to. So yeah, you always have to think about that possibility of, maybe he does care about his fans, but he wasn't permitted to. He has more restrictions than Hyuna does. So yeah, I understand how they could feel that way, but hey, there's a possibility that he may have been stopped from actually posting something online, or giving his personal statement or personal letter or message towards the fans. So yeah, there's always that possibility. And I also read that it says here, and even now, there still isn't a statement or clarification from Pentagon Cube's side regarding, the dating situation. All fans want is an official explanation about the situation, how Cube is going to handle the consequences, and what this all means for their future promotions. So yeah, up to now, I haven't seen Cube really speak in depth about their dating situation, how they're going to handle the consequences. I know, obviously, as of today, when it comes to the future promotions, it has been established that E'Dawn will not be participating in anything regarding Pentagon. So at least that was addressed, but I haven't seen anything else about, the entire situation and how they're going to handle the consequences. I guess not having E'Dawn promote with Pentagon would be one of the ways they're going to handle the consequences. But I guess the fans want something, a more official, more in-depth situation about, a more in-depth official statement about the entire situation. And yeah, I understand how one can get frustrated with a company when you think that the way they have dealt with the entire situation, or a situation in general, can negatively affect the future of a group. And I understand the frustration. I've been frustrated many times with a lot of companies and how they've dealt with various situations when it comes to my favorite groups. So I understand the frustration of when you feel like a company has not done their job correctly, and how their actions can affect negatively, the future of your favorite group. I understand that. That's completely, understandable. And I don't know if Cube will be able to give an explanation, or cares to give an in-depth explanation like the South Korean universes want. So I don't know how that's gonna go down. I don't know if they'll be able to please them in that way. But I think, giving a statement on how they're going to help Pentagon in their future promotions and whatnot would be something that would probably help people feel better and more secure when it comes to Pentagon's future promotions and their career, and their place within Cube Entertainment. But I do not agree on keeping E'Dawn from doing what makes him happy. I do not agree from this whole vendetta and this movement of trying to get him out of Pentagon, and trying to keep him from having a career, doing something that makes him happy, having him be separated from his members, from people he really cares about, trying to make him feel guilty for being in love, and wanting to perform on stage and be an artist and whatnot. I do not agree whatsoever with this whole vendetta and this whole movement of trying to hurt E'Dawn. I do not agree with it whatsoever. Okay, and the last point says accountability towards members. It says E'Dawn and Hyuna know what this industry is like. They knew the possible consequences and damage this news would do for Pentagon, yet chose to go public with it anyway. The moment E'Dawn was placed in Pentagon, it stops being about him alone. By revealing this relationship, he jeopardized the future career of his group as a whole, as well as the individual careers of his other members. Other members have to carry a negative image associated with himself and suffer public backlash from a relationship they had no involvement in. That is extremely unfair to the other 9 members, and this decision to go public seems like it was made in Pentagon's best interest. It seems like it was not made in Pentagon's best interest as a group. E'Dawn is accountable to his members, but was irresponsible and hurt them instead. Okay, so this reason to that they have to be, mad at E'Dawn, it kind of confuses me, because like I read previously when I was talking about the entire situation and the statements that were being given up to at the beginning of the month regarding their dating rumors. It said that Hyuna was actually discussing the matter with the team and the members first before finally going public, and this was a translation made on Korean updates based on a Naver article. So it seems like, yes, there was a discussion made. She did speak with the members and her team. When it says the members, I guess it's the members of Pentagon, and it says it says, as the news will affect the team. I'm reading this from the translation. Hyuna said that she's discussing this matter with the members first before finally going public. So it seems there was a discussion about this whole statement before before it went public. So I'm kind of confused as why they feel this way. If it was said that the Pentagon members were actually, I guess, this whole matter was discussed with them beforehand. And furthermore, and this is the really confusing thing about it, there wouldn't be any really big repercussions, negative consequences, if people wouldn't go against their idols just for dating. All these negative consequences come about because people can't deal with the fact that their idols are dating. And so every time someone is announced to be dating, people, fan sites go on rest, people leave the fandom, people become anti-fans, and people start to attack, the group and do a lot of things online to, ruin their reputation. Like literally, the actions that you are taking against E'Dawn are the same actions you're trying to prevent, are the same negative consequences you're trying to prevent Pentagon from having to deal with. Literally, your actions are a little contradiction of what you're trying to avoid. You're going against E'Dawn and trying to get him removed or speaking badly about him and whatnot, are what you're trying to avoid Pentagon having to go through. So yeah, this one is kind of confusing to me because there, like I said before, some of these points are valid. It's just that the way things are, the actions that are being taken place because of such worries, is there's like a disconnect between the worries and then the consequences, that the negative consequences they're trying to avoid, and yet their actions are bringing about these negative consequences. So yeah, the thing is that, like I said before, it was stated that there was a discussion before this was, the whole news was, put out to the public. So it's really strange that they think that E'Dawn and Hyuna didn't care about the consequences, that would come about when releasing such a statement. And literally, it doesn't make any sense because they're literally bringing upon the negative consequences. So it's just, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I would understand it. I would understand this frustration when it comes to, the reputation and, the accountability and whatnot. If they would have done it without discussing it, then it would be valid to be like a little bit annoyed, and to call them irresponsible if they would have done it like they wouldn't have discussed it with anybody, with no Pentagon members, with none of their team members, or with any other people that would be directly affected by the news going public. If they wouldn't have, considered everybody else's feelings and whatnot, and had, just put it public and whatnot, I understand that you would be mad because obviously there's a lot of more people that are affected by such a news because of the negative response given by a lot of fans, and this always happens when, an idol, the news of an idol dating comes out to the public. So yeah, but no, guys, like this doesn't make any sense. Like, literally, they said, well, allegedly, of course, it said that there was a discussion with the members before the news was put out to the public. So yeah, I don't understand this one. This one's kind of confusing. I mean, honestly, this whole entire situation is a bit frustrating and confusing because literally we have somebody who is being put away in a dungeon just because he's dating another idol. So yeah, that's all I heard about when it comes to, that's all I read about when it came to various reasons why fans were, mad at E'Dawn and whatnot. And like I said before, a lot of these points are valid when, when it comes to like the worries you would have. Like, for example, how, you're worried about the future of your group, or you're worried about, the public thinking badly about your group, thinking that they're not professionals, thinking about, being frustrated and worried about how the company is dealing with, the group's reputation, their image, their future in the industry, their promotions and whatnot. Being worried about the members and how their feelings may have not been taken into account, and things like that. So a lot of these things, a lot of these worries are valid and understandable. But what isn't understandable and what I'm not okay with, or I'm not advocating, is attacking someone and going against someone just because they have fallen in love with another human being and they've decided to like be honest with the fans, and they've decided to share an important private part of their life with them, and to have this person be attacked for something so human as to fall in love and to have a relationship with somebody else, to have someone be attacked and having to see this person be removed from their group and be removed from what they really love to do, which is create music and perform live and be with their members and interact with the fans and whatnot. Just to see someone's happiness being taken away just because they've started dating, and have his integrity and who he is as a member of Pentagon, as a person, being questioned just because he's dating, is just very unfortunate, very heartbreaking, very frustrating, especially when none of this, who he is as a person, his dedication to his fans and to Pentagon, none of this was being questioned before. Nothing of this was being said up until now because he's dating. And a lot of people want to say, no, the fans aren't jealous. They're not mad because he's dating. They're mad because, all these things that can happen with Pentagon. And, I'm sorry, but there are fans. I don't believe it. I believe that there's fans that are worried, and they're for valid reasons. I also believe that there's fans that are jealous, that are mad that he is dating, and they're hiding behind these fans that are actually genuinely worried and may not be attacking E'Dawn. They're just worried. They're hiding behind these fans who are not attacking E'Dawn just to get their point across and to get what they want, which is to have E'Dawn be removed from Pentagon. And they won. I mean, he's not removed, he's in hiatus, but they won. They got what they wanted. And I'm sorry, I know, people want to be like, no, they're not all jealous. I know they're not all jealous. Obviously, they're not all jealous. But there are some of them that are jealous, and they have taken it upon themselves to really attack E'Dawn, have him look bad, really bad online, and, just ruin it for Pentagon and for E'Dawn. So, yeah, it's just really frustrated. I'm just really frustrated, and the whole thing is just really frustrating. And Yeah, it just sucks that he's on hiatus and he won't be participating in anything regarding Pentagon for the time being. But yeah, it's just really sad, really heartbreaking, and it sucks because I've been getting into Pentagon, I'm checking out their music videos and checking out their interviews and things like that, their discography, and I'm really enjoying them. I'm really enjoying them as a group. I'm enjoying getting to know, their past, getting to know their music and whatnot. And it sucks that this had to happen, and it's very unfortunate. And yeah, I know a lot of us are disappointed with how the company dealt with the entire situation. It's really frustrating and disappointing to see that the company wasn't able, or I don't know. It's just disappointing that the company wasn't able to do something about the situation and come to a conclusion in which E'Dawn didn't come out losing at the end. It's frustrating that nothing else could have, no, nothing else was done to ensure that, he wasn't at the losing end. It just really sucks. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the entire situation. Um, it sucks, man. It seriously sucks, and I'm just tired and frustrated by the entire situation. It always happens, every time an idol comes out, the news of an idol is confirmed. And when it comes to dating rumors and whatnot, so it's this always happens. But to see that a member is literally put on a hiatus because of it, wow, this is on another level. And it's happened before in the sense that the group goes on their hiatus, or individual promotions start or whatnot. Other things are put into place to deflect the attention from the entire scandal and whatnot. But it sucks that he had to be put in hiatus because of this entire situation. So yeah, I'm tired. I'm really tired, and it sucks. But I really wish him the best. Also, I wish Yanang the best. I hope he recovers. He rests well, and the treatment goes well, and that he recovers his health. I hope everything goes well for him as well. And I hope, in time, in the future, we get to see E'Dawn again with Pentagon. That is his place. He belongs in Pentagon. He should be on stage with Pentagon. And so, yeah, I hope soon, maybe next year, something is able to be done in which, he's able to go back on stage and perform and be together with Pentagon. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the situation. Of course, I'm never going to advocate for bullying and attacking people and wanting to make their lives a living hell, and wanting to make them miserable because they're literally dating. And yeah, it's just the entire situation sucks. But I hope, I wish them the best, and I wish Pentagon the best as well in everything that they do from here on out. I'm still going to be checking out their discography and more of their interviews and their music videos and whatnot. I'm still gonna check them out. This is not gonna, this entire situation is not gonna keep me from, getting to know them and listening to their music and whatnot whatsoever. This is not the first time I've had to deal with, people leaving the group and, continuing to be a fan or continuing to check out a group. Like, for example, back then when TVXQ was announced to be separating, I actually became a fan when they were separating. Like, literally, it was in 2010, and I checked out Tokiwo Tomete, which is the last song they did and the last single they released, the last Japanese single they released as 5. And then when I checked out, because I had known about them because I saw Melodic first, but I became like really a fan. Like, I decided, oh my god, I love this group, I need to know more about them after listening to Tokiwo Tomete. And when I checked out everything about them, the lawsuit was already on the go, and they were separating. There was no turning back. The separation was official. And so I was like, oh my god, what is this? I finally decided to be their fan, and they're separating. It's like the irony of it all. But that didn't stop me. But even though they were separating, I checked out their discography, checked out all their music videos. When Changmin and Juno came back, I checked out their comeback, and I followed them ever since. Same thing goes with JYJ. And so this situation is not gonna keep me from getting to know Pentagon more as a group. And yeah, I'm really, I'm really hoping for, the best when it comes to Pentagon. I hope everything goes well from here on out, and I hope Hyuna and E'Dawn will be able to go back to the group very soon. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this entire mess of a situation. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so very much for listening to another one of my audio videos. Leave a comment down below what you think about this whole entire situation, what you hope, for the future of Pentagon, E'Dawn, and Hyuna. And yeah, anything you'd like to talk about in the, regarding this entire mess, leave your comment in the description box below. Please remember to be respectful of one another. The least I need is, hate in the comments and whatnot. We could all express our opinions without having to be disrespectful. I think that's more than obvious. And yeah, share this video if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned to another one of these audio videos. I really enjoy just sitting down and discussing topics that, things that occur when it comes to K-pop in the industry and whatnot. So yeah, I'll probably be making another one of these very soon, hopefully because of something positive. As of lately, things have been a little down when it comes to, situations with groups and whatnot. But yeah, hopefully my next one will be a little bit more positive. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Don't forget to share the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all very soon with a new video here on my channel. Thanks so much and take care. Bye.